"Ma'am, I'm going to have to ask you to step back," the officer said, reaching for her elbow. The woman stood still just outside the crowd at the front of the Veterans Memorial Amphitheater. She wore a simple black jacket, her hair pulled into a tight, no-nonsense braid. No signs, no protest, no drama. Just presence. "You're not on the list," the officer added. "This area is reserved for family and active service." She didn't argue. She simply reached inside her coat and held out a folded slip of paper. An old deployment photo, worn along the edges, showing a Navy SEAL team standing shoulder to shoulder in combat gear. She was in the photo too, uniformed and dust-covered, with a rifle in hand and the same calm in her eyes she carried now. The officer barely glanced at it. "This doesn't change anything," he said flatly. "Please step away from the stage." The surrounding guests started, some confused, others judgmental. Who was she? Why was she standing so close to the Gold Star families? Why hadn't she spoken up sooner? But she didn't flinch, didn't move. She simply lowered her photo and whispered, "They said I should be here." That's when it happened. From the back of the crowd, a figure in dress blues stepped into view. Then another. Then two more, men who carried themselves like steel, backs straight, eyes scanning, boots silent on concrete. One by one, they approached the stage, surrounding her quietly. Former Navy SEALs, unmistakable even out of uniform. They didn't speak to the officers. They didn't ask permission. They simply formed a silent wall around her, shoulder to shoulder, unmoving. "Stand down," one officer ordered, his hand now hovering over his radio. But none of the SEALs budged. The crowd had gone quiet. The MC on stage fumbled with his notes. Someone in the back asked, "What's going on?" Then one of the SEALs stepped forward, his voice even, calm and final. "She served with us. She bled with us. And she lost more brothers than most of you ever knew." The officer hesitated, then took a step back. The woman said nothing. She didn't need to. The ceremony resumed, but everything had shifted. When the names of the fallen were read aloud, she closed her eyes. You could see her lips move with every single one. She didn't just remember them. She carried them. Later, during the wreath-laying, a general stepped up to the podium and paused. "Before we begin," he said, "I want to acknowledge someone standing here with us today. Someone who broke every expectation, every barrier, and still came home with more scars than medals. Senior Chief Petty Officer Alexandra Reese. SEAL Team 8, 10 years of silence, 3 tours, and more valor than we can put into a speech." The crowd erupted into stunned applause. Some stood, others saluted. The woman finally looked up, not seeking attention, but because someone had finally seen her. After the ceremony, the general approached her directly. "They never told me you were coming," he said softly. She smiled faintly. "They didn't know." Behind her, the SEALs still stood in formation, not because they were told to, but because they refused to leave her side. "We don't forget our own," one said. "Not now, not ever." People lined up to shake her hand. Families of the fallen, other veterans. A young girl walked up with a poppy and said, "Thank you for being brave." She knelt to the girl's level and whispered, "The bravest ones didn't come home. I'm just here to remember them." That day, nobody remembered the officer who asked her to step away, but everyone remembered the woman who stood in silence and was honored without needing to say a word. Because true strength doesn't demand recognition, it simply refuses to be erased. Before we end this story, let us know in the comment, where are you watching from? If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and drop a karma in the comments below.